Happy Monday, everybody. By the time you are watching this, I will be in the hospital with my wife and our brand new baby. Our second baby boy is on the way. So I wanted to crank out one more TEPPEN video for you before I spend the remainder of my week taking care of my family, as I'm sure and hope that you guys understand. So today is a special request from somebody who has been watching for a long time, and that is Joey. He is always in the comments. He is a super supportive guy, and he sent me a deck that is all about revenge and zombies and monsters coming back to bite you for a second time, and that's what I'm going to show you today. Here's a look at that deck. Right away you'll recognize this is Blazing Wall. This gives 2 HP and a shield to one of your units for 14 AP. It's recently had a resurgence in popularity, more popular than it's ever been before, and that's because it's very cheap, and the shields and the extra HP are really valuable in the current state of the meta. This will help a lot of these units go about dealing out their damage, creating big walls for your opponents to overcome. Let's look at some of the specifics. Junie and Zombie are there to give you extra MP when they go away. Zombie has the benefit of having revenge, so he will come back a second time, but Junie has more health, so all around she's just a better option. In terms of revenge units, we have the original Core Tyrant, who comes back as a 4/9. He also has the benefit of popping units on the enemy side of the field that have 1 attack or less, which can be really valuable if you're going up against batteries in particular. Gate is a really strong growth unit that we got from the newest set. At his final level, he self-destructs upon an attack, but he gains a bunch of stats along the way. Hatred Reborn is here to bring back a bunch of these really cheap guys that are going to be doing damage for us. On the red side of things, we have 2 Valstrax and we have the legendary Lucia, and that is just because they are very difficult for a lot of decks to deal with because they've got flight, rush, and agility, particularly the Valstrax, and then Lucia has the ability to, after she's in her Devil Trigger form, the ability to deal damage. Inborn Powers is to give them more stats and allow your units to maneuver around the board. You'll remember that at a certain memory threshold that gives you extra MP. It also allows one of your units to slide out of the way of trouble if you get to that point. Fate of the Unworthy is pretty broken in terms of what you get for removal, so it's great to have here. Liberating Slash is really good removal. State of Nothingness is a great buff, which will be beefed up by Inborn Powers, and Agent's Memories is a really good finisher, also able to deal with big enemy targets on your opponent's side of the board. Spreading Infection is a great answer to Ceasefire, which is really prevalent with all the zero decks that are running around. And finally, we have Sigma, who we haven't talked about a lot specifically, but what you need to understand about him is that he has unlimited revenge. He will always come back unless he is removed by something like Betrayal. His revenge gives him +2/+4, and when played, if revenge has triggered 8 or more times, he gains +3/+3 and heavy pierce. More than likely, your Sigma will never get to that point, but his infinite revenge is enough to make him incredibly troublesome. He never goes away, and that just creates big problems because he has lots of stats and he becomes even cheaper. Here's the QR code if you want to take the deck for a spin for yourself. This will be my first time piloting it, but Joey says it's a lot of fun and it gets results, so let's see how it does. Wow, this is a very high-ranking Ryu player. Rank 16, running as a stranger, because they don't want anybody to know who's coming after their points. And it's Denjin, and especially because I have not piloted this deck at all, this could go really poorly. So we will just have to see, because I am definitely not rank 16 caliber. That's for darn sure. Okay, that's to be expected. Valstrax is probably the best. Gate's probably fine.
I'll hold nothing back.
Trust amid suspicion. Put something in my EX. Agent's Memories. That's actually a great place for it. We get that bonus on death. Okay, so he gets the AoE trigger off of this. We could... Nah, it's not really worth doing. So we'll just let them go. So Valstrax is our only unit option at this point. We could Spreading Infection, which is not too bad. Let's just do it. Let's do it. Headshot to be expected. Let it go, because we can't do anything about it anyways. Alright, now we got a bunch of zombies. Is it worth shielding up any of these zombies in particular? Not really. Something that would get a lot of value from this situation would be something like Valstrax. So that's what we're going to wait on. Didn't get that off in time. Is it worth not having that? I don't think so. Not for that kind of zombie.
I'll hold nothing back.
Okay, AoE town. Just to be expected. We need to go ahead and start using these. Now we may have just created an opening. Okay, we didn't. I was worried that he would use something else to ping the shield. And then the extra effect there. Now Denjin's going to come into play here. So that is something we are going to have to keep in mind. Okay, going to burn the agent's memories. We'll just let it go. We'll gather up something for free. It'll be more than likely it'll be a gate here. He gets the sneak attack without the buff. Anytime he's using those without the buff is going to be fantastic for us. We drew into another Valstrax, and we have a super cheap Tyrant. So we will see. Alright, Cody comes out. I'm trying to decide how I want to handle this in particular. See, the thing about this now is that Valstrax is going to die very, very easily unless I throw a shield out there. Because he's got, I mean, he's already got one Denjin round popped off, so he's got the, you know, he's got the power. Yeah, see, this in particular right here will take care of it. Oh, I thought it would. Alright, so then he does up with the second Cody. Alright, big Tyrant. Then we can play cheapo zombie revenge unit. Alright, we're not doing too bad.
I'll hold nothing back.
Tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna gain some health back because I have a feeling we're gonna need it, especially up against Denjin.
It's not over yet.
Put us in a little bit better shape. We're gonna wait for gate. Then Junie will be next. He's about to get a second round of Denjin buffs, but Agent's Memories isn't really something we need to worry about all that much because he's already burned it. So Ashley comes out. We will buff up the gate. So we want him to be able to swing for his big damage when he gets that final buff. So we can either do that with the Tyrant or we can do that with the Lucia.
Just getting started.
Probably more beneficial to do it with the Tyrant if we get the chance. Okay. He may not allow us to let this live, but we're going to try. We'll get some extra MP out of it. Okay. Alright, so we will actually get the MP from the action as well as Junie will get the chance to dish out her MP shenanigans as well. So, this actually may be the time to pop off with Lucia, so we're going to do it. Do not have that charged up just yet. Trust a mid, that's actually okay. We're going to transform her. This may be a mistake. I may live to regret this, but we will see. Okay, another sneak attack coming out. That one's for 4 because it's under... Oh, wow. We just beat a rank 16 player. I have never beaten anyone of that rank before in my life. Wow. That is, oh my gosh. Can you feel it? Can you feel it, guys? Because I can feel it. Woo! This deck coming in hot. This deck is coming in so spicy, Joey. I mean, this man, he told me, he's like, this deck, he's like, I stand behind it. But the heat, wow. Woo. Change form. You never really know how to prepare for change form just because it's so off the beaten path. There's no recipe book for this deck. You know, I've had people message me asking me what's the way to go about change form. I don't know. It's a big secret. All right, so we'll start with Junie because if she dies, we get the extra MP. Tyrant will be fine too. Ooh, Gore. What's he gonna do? I would love, the key to dealing with Gore Magala is to get rid of it before it, you know, has a chance to level up. So we're gonna see if we can actually do that. It is worth doing, especially when he's already got high health. Okay, that's fine. Because we'll get the bonus MP from that, which is not that big of a deal, and we'll get rid of the Gore Magala before it has a chance to become big time. So that was actually pretty good. Ooh, there he is. There he is. Oh, here he come. Here he come. Ooh, the assassination again. Okay. All right. Well, he is coming out ahead in terms of the MP curve in that respect. So, all right, Sigma time. Okay. Not really anything I can do in that situation, so we're gonna let that one happen. I mean, we want Sigma to leave the board anyway, because he, you know, really maximizes on his potential if he does that. So neither one of these targets are great for Blazing Wall, so we're just gonna hold on to it. There's really no reason for us to push a little hard. Okay. So now what we may want to do, just for the sake of a better trade, is we will use one here, and that's just to get a better trade. And then, you know what? Let's just move him out of the way. Why would we even trade when he's so slow? Let's just move him out of the way. Okay, so he's gonna force trigger, which is okay. So we'll still be out of the way, so it's still kind of annoying. But what we'll do is fantastic. Alright, so we're just going to trigger Sigma before that forbidden fruit even becomes a factor. So that way that'll end up... Okay. Ooh, oh, ooh. No, sorry. Okay, now that was a big MP loss for him. That was a very sizable MP loss for him. So that's going to set him a bit behind, even though he's got change form to pop. So now we decide Valstrax or Lucia. I think we're going to do Lucia. We're going to do Lucia because we have the ability to protect her. At least I think we do. And we will... Alright, now we will transform her and move her out of the way. Torres Mendes. Okay, he's just going to scoop. As he should. As he should. Ah, here we go. Rank 408, another Blazing Wall player. Alright. So, I can almost guarantee that this deck will not be anything remotely like the one that we're playing. But we'll keep this hand. Not gonna lose faith. Not yet, anyway. Ooh, Rashid. I guess we will. Oh, that was a bad decision. Oh no, that was a bad decision. What to do here now? Alright, Rashid gotta go. Rashid got to go. Yeah, that was a bad call on my part. Actually, that will probably end up turning the tide of the game because this Valstrax is going to be difficult to stop. That may have actually clinched it. Because I don't really have the most direct way to go about dealing with that. And even then, now because it's a, you know, it's a situation of, yeah, I think this one has snowballed out of control. Because I don't really have any removal that directly targets it, and he's got a shield on it. Yeah, this one's just, it's done. We'll just go ahead and move on. Yeah, that's the beauty of Valstrax, and a lot of people have been talking about this one in the Discord and Twitter about how could they have let Valstrax go through the way that it did, and I want you to keep in mind that Valstrax was not looked super favorably upon when the card was initially unveiled. It really wasn't played all that much, and that's just because, you know, as the metas change, certain things kind of go in and out of favor. And the way it sits right now, Valstrax is very difficult to contest because it's a lot of damage, it's flight, it's rush, it's agility, it's fast, and with Blazing Wall, you can essentially protect it from something that is just not raw destruction. This player's name is Hoitzel, by the way, which is hilarious. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. We don't want Agent's Memories in open hand, so we'll swap. Good old Rekoha. Okay, standard play, buffing the MP with Exposed Evil Eye. The Fancy Foresight. I don't have any of those because I don't like the... Oh no, battery's dying. Oh man. Yep, here it is. Here it is, boys. The action spam. The action spam that is, for the most part, pretty derpy. And the reason I say it's derpy is because a lot of these decks are structured in a way that they just play actions that aren't necessarily going to have super favorable position in terms of the board, but what it allows them to do is, you know, it just builds up their memory for the big finale, which I'm not a huge fan of that kind of style of play, but, you know. Secret of Clairvoyance. Ooh. Gonna get halted too. Alright, I need to start using cards. So we're gonna use this. I need to start playing actions because I'm gonna need to build up my memory too. Okay. Don't really know if that was all that worth from his perspective because I don't get the MP for it. And it would have just been +1/+1, but I mean, it's his counters, he can use them however he wants to. Okay, that's to be expected as well. Yeah, so why would he counter if he was just gonna bounce? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Yeah, so this is it. I mean, I'm sure this is something you're familiar with if you've been playing TEPPEN. I didn't get my shield off in time because I was too busy blathering on. All right, there we go. Alright, so now if Gate dies, we get the extra MP. So again, yeah, just this cheap action, stalling nonsense. You know how it is. Alright, so we'll bring back a cheap Junie. Because that's what Hatred Reborn is for, is to bring back the cheapos, the ceasefire. Again, I don't know, and I mean he's probably going to end up winning this match, but I don't know if I would have ceasefired to stop a Hatred Reborn. But I mean, you make your choices, which is fine. Let him play the way he wants to. That does eliminate the X-Hunter ceasefire combo. Yeah, see again, some of these. Yeah, I mean he may just be running tons and tons in the gates. I don't know if you guys saw that Reddit thread where somebody was posting, it's just going to be a counter-heavy deck. That's what I'm going to do, counter-heavy deck, which, I mean, that is a strategy. We'll shield up the Tyrant. just in case he drops something heavy and then the Rakoha comes out. I'm not expecting any units that I'm going to be able to target through normal means. Okay. Now he's going to get a resonate. He's already burned. Okay, that's his third counter. So unfortunately, these Fates of the Unworthy, they are not incredibly helpful. But if he's going to negate that, then... Oh, man, I didn't get that off in time. Ripping pepperonis. It's okay. We still got time.
I'm gonna blow you away.
Okay, the double trigger coming out. All right, we definitely need to use actions. Yeah, honestly, that's probably worth a liberating right there. That's totally worth a liberating. I've also seen a lot of chatter of people talking about whether or not they think this V in particular should be nerfed. I don't think so. I do not think that V needs to be nerfed. I hate having these Fate of the Unworthies in here and not really able to do anything with them. And I don't want to burn Agent's Memories on something that cheap, so... Alright, we're going to be waiting to chump block this Nightmare. Okay, I will not give him the satisfaction. We will trigger it on our own, and maybe we will get this top unit. We will! That's fantastic. Alright, we're definitely in a position where we will be able to chump block.
Now I've got you.
We're going to use spreading just because I don't know that there will be any other time to do it. Because spreading is largely a ceasefire counter, and since it's already a non-factor here... I wasn't fast enough. That is unfortunate. Was not fast enough. The 3 Fates of the Unworthy really, really hurt here because I can't do anything with it. I'm not expecting that he's going to have any form of direct damage to deal with the zombie, so we're going to hang on to the Blazing Wall for the time being. Okay, here it comes. Alright, so maybe I should have waited and saved the... Look, this is the... Now it is time for the very intelligent, super smart play of Zero. That's right, I am throwing shade. Because there is... There's very little thought that goes into this kind of deck and play style. You know, a lot of people want to talk crap about the aggressive decks that, you know, people say are toxic, but I think this style of deck is definitely part of the contributing factor of what has been dragging TEPPEN down in my mind. But we are not going to end this video on a sour note because this deck took down the rank 16 player, so hey, this deck works. I'm not going to let a Zero sour my mood, so there you go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to be a little out of pocket for the rest of the week because I'm going to be taking care of my family, but I will be back with more TEPPEN videos and more War of the Visions videos and whatever else it is I'm supposed to be covering. That will be coming back next week. So as I always tell you, I love you. I want you to stay safe, take care of your friends, your family, and yourself, and I'll see you later.